There are ways in which you are gaslit at work that will make you seem as if you're crazy or make you feel as if you're crazy. And I just want to make this video to say, you're not crazy, sis. You are not crazy. You are being gaslit in a corporate setting, and I want to tell you 5 of the ways how. I was watching a video by Dr. Kimani Norrington Sands. Lifting as we climb is her channel. I'll put a link to the video down below. It was about how to leave a toxic job and replace your income, because so many times people feel like they have to stay in bad settings because they don't think that they have a choice, and especially when you live in America, anywhere in the world, but especially when you live in America, capitalism has such a grip on us that you need money to survive anywhere. But it is especially so in America, and so our job situations become these dire things where a lot of times people allow themselves to be treated badly because they need the money. However, in this video, they were talking about the options that people have, because sometimes people don't allow themselves to think they have options. So here are 5 ways in which you are gaslit in corporate settings as a woman, in particular, as a Black woman especially. One, people will say that you are overreacting. You're a hysterical woman, you're emotional, you're over the top. Is it really that bad? And the way in which you are being dealt with is completely just disregarded. So story time. I was at a truck stop the other day getting breakfast, and I was sitting at the counter, and this waitress is restraining herself with every ounce of her being, and telling this customer to please stop speaking to her disrespectfully. And he just would not let it go, and she's telling him, listen, I have other customers, I'm getting to you, please, you don't speak to me in this disrespectful manner. And I understand and recognize that restraint. She was a Black woman. He leaves eventually, and when she walks back over, I'm like, hey, you okay, sis? And she comes over and she's venting to me, and I'm like, yeah, I hear you. And my spidey senses told me that he probably didn't tip her, so I found out how much his bill was, and I tipped her, because there's no reason why you should have to deal with disrespect at your place of employment. So yeah, one way is that people will say that you're overreacting, especially if you're a woman, in particular if you're a Black woman. 2, you will be told to let it go. This waitress was saying that, the restaurant manager is always telling her, let it go, let it go, let it go. What people don't understand about that is, one of the reasons that I'm thin is all of the calories I burn letting things go. All of the ways in which I have to restrain myself, especially when dealing in power dynamics, especially in dealing in uneven power dynamics with white people in work settings, especially just, if I did not let things go as much as I did, if Black women did not let things roll off as much as we did, we'd walk around with our fists balled up and angry every day, because things happen that often and no one ever wants to acknowledge it. So we let things go all the time. So telling you that you should let it go is one of the ways in which you're gaslit, even though you know that if you were doing the same behavior, it would be a problem, right? The third way is that other people deal with the bad behavior. And so if you're the person who actually speaks up about it, you're made out to be the bad guy versus the person with the bad behavior. Everyone else will speak about it in hushed tones and behind closed doors and like, oh yeah, I know, me too, I've had that issue with this person. But you, being the person who has the audacity to demand that you be spoken to professionally and with respect, become the problem, because no one else is willing to speak up. So the third way is that other people allow the bad behavior. The fourth way is that your requests for the issue to be addressed are ignored. I had a situation where an issue was sent to a higher up via HR, and no response. And in fact, when one of the people that the email was sent to passed me there was like no eye contact, eyes to the floor. I'm one of the few me's around there, so you know who I am. And the fact that you, as a grown man, would just put your eyes on the floor and not make eye contact with me was actually pretty funny to me. But yeah, you will be completely ignored in hopes that you will just go away and you will stop trying to address the issue. Because God forbid people have to actually be direct and deal with something that is conflict. Corporate settings and people in general are not used to having to deal with direct language. And so therefore it becomes something very scary and something they want to avoid and not deal with. So you'll just be ignored. That's the fourth way. The fifth way is that you will be retaliated against. There will be adverse actions taken in which they are meant to silence you, in which they are meant to put you in your place, in which they are meant to scare you into submission. And, you know, it is one of those things where it would work with most people, where, you know, we're in such this grip around finances that people will allow themselves to be treated badly, will allow themselves to be spoken to disrespectfully, will allow bad behavior to go unchecked because they need the job, you know. But I am here to say, as someone who has advocated for myself all my life, despite the problems it may cause, I am still alive. I still am alive. I've never gone without food. I've never gone without housing. No one has killed me. I am still here, and my confidence and sense of self-worth is intact because I speak up for myself. So just wanted to make this quick video to say, you are not crazy, sis. You are not crazy, sis. You are simply being gaslit and trying to be silenced. 1, people will say you are overreacting. 2, people will tell you to just let it go, even though you would be in trouble for the same behavior. 3, other people deal with the bad behavior, and so therefore you become the bad person for actually having the nerve, the audacity, and the willingness to directly address it. 4, your requests for the issue to be addressed will be ignored by higher ups in hopes that you'll just disappear and go away. 5, you will be retaliated against. There will be adverse actions taken against you in hopes that you will be silenced and just go away and stop daring to want to be spoken to or dealt with in a professional manner. How dare you expect to be treated well? So yeah, I'm gonna put a link to that video. I am Essence Revealed, and I am documenting this journey from actor to tractor as a 48-year-old rookie truck driver on a journey for financial independence and life and location freedom. If that sounds interesting to you, please do like, subscribe, and share this video. I will put a link to other videos that I have around mindset, because it is a very important thing. This country, especially in America, will try to find ways to squash your spirit, and you don't have to let it do that.